Hey kids, what's happening? This here is Exodia333. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but I've been having computer troubles, and I actually just got a brand new, what is it? An AMD Athlon processor thingy with Windows 7, all the new stuff that's coming out. Yeah, the old one crapped out on me, in January, so. And I got this one about 3 weeks ago. And plus I've been busy with school. So, and I sure have a lot of work to do because I failed almost. So, you know what I mean. Anyway, I still have, the Line 6 and the Yamaha, so you don't gotta fuss over that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the updates on the pedal board. Because I know a lot of you want to see that. So, first of all, nothing's really changed, but I have figured out something. As you know, I've gotten a new PV Windsor. However, I only use the effect loop with the volume pedal. Because I have the master volume dimed out all the way, and I got the preamp volume at 0 and 1 or whatever, but it does sound pretty good when it's like that. It sounds more clear and stuff. But you know what, I like to mix and match settings too. So anyway, so all the pedals are still going to the front of the amp. I thought I was going to use the effects loop for all this, but in the end it didn't really sound right. So as you can see, not much has changed except for one new pedal that I got. It's over here. The Boss Super Phaser. I got that like 2 months ago. I forgot to show it, but whatever. Anyway, let's start for the signal chain. This is a tremolo. This is a PN2 tremolo, which is really unique because it's got the 3 different colored knobs, which this didn't originally come with. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And we got, of course, the DD7, which I've only used for looping, and rarely do I use it for delay anymore. Thinking about getting that new Vox looper, though. That looks pretty sick. Because it's what I need. I don't need a fucking drum machine and a looper. You could suck that up your ass. Anyway. Of course, the Cathedral, which is a reverb. It's my reverb pedal. I have figured out the hold switch. What I do now is I put it on echo, and what I can do is I have sustain one note and loop it indefinitely, then layer another note on top of it. I don't know of any other pedals that do that. Probably the old Digitech reverbs, but because I know they're probably one of the few that had infinite switches back in the 80s. So anyway, here's my analog delay, which I don't use often anymore. I want to trade it, but I don't know what good delay, because I need something a little over 300 milliseconds, which a lot of analog delays don't do. So, and of course my old Small Stone, which is, I don't use it though. I don't use it often. So I might sell this one too. I don't know. I don't want to sell it, but I like old pedals, but if I don't use it, then what's the purpose of me keeping them, you know what I mean? And then of course you got my whammy, which I only use like 2 settings on. 4th and 5th and the octave up, octave down thing. Then we go from there into the Boss bass chorus, which replacing the CE2 temporarily, but that is turned into about a year and a half. So, but I can't lie, it's a good chorus though. And my old high band flanger, which has that ambulance sign on it, which I covered the 2 other knobs with tape because I barely ever play with those, but I have the speed and the resonance almost maxed out, so you get that siren tone. And then I got the pitch shifter, which I've started experimenting with the delays on it, and I tell you, it's really, really thick sounding, but it's also very temperamental. which is why I'm probably going to sell it. Well, not sell it, I'm probably going to trade it when the guitar show comes to town. And then we got my old Boss BF2 flanger, which is also something I don't use. I don't use flanger often for some reason. I don't know what it is. If it sounds like a tape flanger or like a chorus, I'll probably, I'm using more often, but for now, this is what I'm using. I have this is an old Boss, EH small clone. The foot switch on this is getting bad. Really bad. Like, sometimes I can't even turn the damn thing on and it'll mute, and then it'll go on. Like, sometimes it won't even go on. But I am not getting that Neo clone, so don't even think about it. So I might trade that in as well. And then, of course, my old Boss CS1 still there, still with the same settings. It's been going good for 33 years. Yep, it's that old, folks. And then it goes all the way into the Ross flanger. But you're probably saying, why do I put my compression before the distortions and why do I put my phasers after the distortions? I'll tell you about that later. But the reason I do this is because I just think it sounds better. That's just me, though. So, anyway, we got the Ross flanger, which is I don't use often as well. I might trade this. I want to trade it for one of those old MXR flangers. They're probably the same thing. So, and then of course we have my Silver Dragon, which is first in the chain this time, and I've actually marked it with, I don't know if you can see it. It says boost and solo boost. This has pretty much become like just an overdrive with a really saturated bleed boost. And I have the distortions are after it this time, not before it, and it actually sounds okay. Like, it boosts some stuff up, and here we got the Boss Hyper Metal, which is I want to get a new distortion pedal, but problem is, it's like there's so many that cost like fucking $99. I don't think a distortion is worth $200. So. And then we got the old Univox Super Fuzz, and the DS1 got a little cosmetic change right there. And of course my new Super Phaser, which is actually pretty cool. I use this quite a bit. I use it mostly on the 1 setting, and this is actually the setting that Mike from Incubus uses to get that Pardon Me swell. And the reason I bought this pedal was because I grew up listening to nu metal. So, and then when I look back at their rigs, a lot of guys used this pedal. And I found out the year of this thing, too. It was 1998. And nu metal was kind of at its peak in 1998. So you can imagine how lucky I got with this one. So I really do have the sound of a decade ago, you know. So then it goes into a Mutron phaser, which is also good. I just tend to use it more as that baby comeback phaser, you know, from Player. When he puts it on, he goes, wah, 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 you know. So, and then that's about it. And I'm using a volume pedal because this shit is loud. That's why I'm using it. So, there's your Pedalboard updates so I don't get you worried. Oh, and I still have the vibrato, so don't worry. And I'm going to keep that CE2 until I can find another CE2. Or when I can afford one. So I hope that answers your questions. And I have all the same guitars, you know, I didn't buy anything, you know. You know, the Strat's kind of has like 3 strings on it now because my friend tried to fix it. And the only thing we could do, we could put an Ibanez bridge underneath it. And now it kind of sucks. It's like, yeah, it doesn't sound good, so. Anyway, that's the update for you.